Hey everybody, Justin here with MP First, and today we're reviewing Mortal Kombat 11. Now, I've been a huge fan of Mortal Kombat since the original arcade release. Growing up and having followed it over the years and seeing its various iterations has been great. And we have seen some wonderful entries in the franchise, since as the team has grown and improved, so have the games. But, that's not to say we haven't seen various missteps as well over time, but from every mistake comes growth. So with MK finally hitting its 11th entry in the series, is this another success from Ed Boon and NetherRealm Studios? Well, I'd say it's mostly a huge yes. Once again, the combatants of Earth find themselves in the middle of a war, this time involving, well, time, and an evil villain known as Kronika has come to change the balance. And in doing so, we get a story that is told extremely well with plenty of surprises. Quite honestly, it feels like you're watching another MK movie at times, but one that's interactable. Now, this is one of the best story modes in any fighting game yet, and it shows that NetherRealm Studios are pretty much experts at this point. Now, there's no major spoilers from this review, but it's a fantastic experience that will probably last you mostly around 6 hours, and it's great. Now, Mortal Kombat has always made itself known as the bloody fighter to play. Many others have tried to imitate it, but nothing really compares. Though it hasn't always been known for having the smoothest fighting system either, and over the years this has been changing though. Tracing back to MK1, and then to the iterations of MK4, to Deadly Alliance, and all the way up to now what we have in MK11, I would say it's the best fighting the franchise has ever seen. But that still comes with the dial-in type combos and juggling. So if players find this type of combat aggravating, I don't really think there's going to be a huge change in that consensus. But once again, we get a huge roster filled with fan favorites and newcomers, featuring a huge assortment of fighting styles and types. There is a character for literally everyone. And this bevy of fighters bleeds into the rest of the game, also featuring a wide assortment of modes to play. Story, versus, arcade ladders, Tower of Time, and the Crypt all offer tons of content to experience and unlock with gear, loot, and extras. Now, Story Mode details the latest plotline of MK11, while the arcade ladders provide a more simple fighting lineup as per the usual arcade cabinets. Tower of Times is a unique mode with lots of challenges and combat scenarios. The Crypt offers a third-person exploration on Shang Tsung's island with traps and other interesting traversal mechanics. There are even minor puzzles here. And this mode is honestly refreshing and a breath of fresh air in between battles. It is a bit unfortunate though that both it and the Towers of Time are locked behind an always online connection. The rewards in the gear require connection, which is also disappointing. It's understandable to require that connection for fighting random folks and friends online, but when it comes to single player aspects, it's just a shame that they went down this route, especially for the portable Switch version. What all these modes have in common is in-game currency that is unlocked. Between the various modes, performing moves, fatalities, you'll see various currencies pop up seemingly everywhere, and honestly it's a bit overwhelming at times, and I'm often reminded I'm playing some sort of free-to-play mobile title. It is something that I can overlook, and I think most players will, but sometimes it just honestly feels a little bit off. Now, as far as combat mechanics go, players that experience MK9 and 10 will feel right at home. If it's not broken, why fix it? While the core combat does feel like a better reiteration of the prior two releases, it does still feel similar in many ways. We also now get more variations in what our fighters can be equipped with different movesets. Special abilities can also be selected. And the name of the game is variation, and MK11 provides it in bloody chunks everywhere. Now, fatal blows are a return of sorts, as nasty as ever, seeing characters perform moves that would have been considered fatalities in other games. The prior meter for various counters and X-ray moves has also been changed to 2 meters that are kept for offensive and defensive moves. All considering there's a ton of information and gameplay mechanics to consider, but luckily there's a very robust tutorial mode that is a great assistant. MK11 offers a huge abundance of content, so much that players will be coming back for months to unlock more gear and engage with all the various modes. That said, while MK11 does so much right, once again a few missteps do come into play. At launch, the game was a bit grind-heavy in regards to getting currency for the unlocks, and the Tower of Time ladders were also proving to be a bit too difficult and cheap. Both of those issues have been alleviated with a recent update, so these concerns are far less troubling than they were a week ago. Good on them for making those changes. The online requirement, as mentioned before, still just seems really trivial. I understand most folks have internet today, but if for some reason a player didn't, that means being locked out of quite a bit of content, unfortunately. MK11 is a great return for the franchise and could be considered one of the best releases in the franchise's history. The story beats are fantastic, the visuals are wonderful, and the fatalities are some of the most vivid, creative, and nastiest versions we have ever seen. Combat continues to improve upon the formula and feels better than ever. The amount of quality content here is absolutely mind-blowing at times, with only those small caveats mentioned earlier dinging the experience. MK11 returns in fine form, and the future of the series continues to stay in good hands. Overall score, an 8.5 out of 10.